Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sport here on YouTube and Facebook. And today we're going to be talking about the Thursday night fixture between Wales and the Republic of Ireland. It should be quite a tasty fixture.
Yeah, it should be.
For Wales, really. Neither team went to the World Cup, unfortunately, but Wales do have still a pretty strong team. Gareth Bale's in there, Aaron Ramsey as well. Woodburn's got a good quality, upcoming talent. With all under the leadership of Ryan Giggs, should be able to potentially push this team further than what it's ever gone before, really, on terms of consistency, shall we say.
Bold claims.
Well, consistency. I mean, when was the last time you were in a European Championship before 2016?
Yeah, never.
No, so there you
been
go.
to the World Cup before, but never the Euros.
Yeah.
It's...
And then you're playing against a Republic of Ireland team with Martin O'Neill.
Yeah.
Roy Keane with that kind of...
this was Roy Keane and Ryan Giggs, former teammates.
Yeah.
Whether they were ever best mates, I don't think Roy Keane ever had any best mates.
Yeah.
But they'll be in the opposing dugouts. I think just the whole nations itself. The Nations Cup. It's all very much just. Is anyone really asked to just put it out there? Isn't it just
is that already a sign that Wales are already defeatist that they can't?
No. It's that I like to see. It's more, especially with Giggsy just coming in. It's a case of just him getting used to the players at his disposal, working on systems. I don't think any. I don't know. It just seems almost like an afterthought, these games, for not just for Wales but for all the teams involved. It just seems like it might as well be an international friendly. Let's face it. It's supposedly they've got a bit more of a
that's what it is
edge,
to replace the international friendly.
Yeah, but what's the difference between this and the friendly really? Apart from it's a tournament.
Well, I think the eventual outcome of it is to give you better seeding for the European Championship qualifying, which in turn would allow for the teams that do perform in friendlies but not in the qualifying stage to give themselves an edge and a hope to qualify for the European Championship. But then at the end of the day, they're allowing more teams in every single year. So it's Armenia could be in the European Championship.
I think it'll be like an open invitational sort of tournament. Like, you want to come and play this summer, lads? Yeah, nice one. Get your boots. Come on down.
Get your boots in.
But yeah, the Wales squad. It's obviously the one. The big omittance is Hal Robson-Kanu, who retired from international duty.
How big of a miss is he going to be?
It's a tricky one because he was. There was very few times where he was a nailed-on starter. There was periods where he'd start games, and he was almost the foil to Gareth Bale. But then we sometimes obviously we play Sam Vokes up front. But it was all the team, the Wales team under going back to Gary Speed, and then with Chris Coleman, it was very much about getting, and rightly so. He's one of the best players in the world. It was all about getting the best out of Gareth Bale, and for that, Hal Robson-Kanu was. He was up front, but he was just that workhorse that covered all the ground.
A supplemental piece, basically.
Yeah. And he was great at doing that. 44 caps, only 5 goals, which I tell you, he wasn't there to be scoring goals. Obviously, he scored one of the greatest goals in world football in the Euros against Belgium. Which, as Ryan Giggs said, that sets him up as an icon of Welsh football. He could never top that. He's only 29, retiring, but he said he's focused on his club career at West Brom and spend more time with his family, which, fair enough. He can't knock the bloke. So that's the one big omittance. Paul Dummett's back in the squad, though, for the first time in several years. He was one of those who made himself unavailable.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who he plays for. Is it
Newcastle?
Is it really Newcastle?
Yeah, Newcastle.
I for some reason, I thought he left there. I knew that he used to play for Newcastle, but I didn't realise he's still getting into the team.
Yeah, he's intermittently into the team. But at the point when a couple of years ago when Wales didn't have that many players playing in the Premier League, I mean, we still don't at the moment. It's not like we've got a massive pool to pull up on. But he was one of the few Welsh players in the Premier League a few years ago. But he was like, "No, I'm all right, thanks. I'm just gonna focus on not playing for Wales." But he's made himself available, so that's that's a plus. Tyler, oh my God, Tyler Roberts, mind blank there, who was at West Brom, went to Leeds. He's in the squad for the first time. He hasn't played a league game yet for Leeds, but he's been hotly talked about for a few years. Supposedly very quick and gun movement, so we'll see. And the one for me that I think he's going to be a brilliant player eventually is Ethan Ampadu at Chelsea.
Yes.
Coming through. He's already got, I think, maybe 4 Wales caps so far, and he's looked very composed. Some in a few Chelsea friendlies in pre-season, and again, he looks massively promising. It's just a case for him, I think, of whether...
I think he would have to leave Chelsea to get game time.
I don't know, because he's still, I think he's 18, might have just turned 19.
I remember, did he play a couple of Champions League games last season?
I think he might have been involved in some.
Yeah.
And he made the big move to Chelsea when he was only 16. So I think he's got a massive future for Wales and hopefully for Chelsea, or at least playing at a top level somewhere. But with him, I think it's interesting whether he eventually ends up as a whole midfielder or as a centre half. And it might necessarily be he plays in one position for whoever his club team is going forward, and a different one for Wales, because different needs, different musts, different squad players around you. So it's an interesting time for Wales. There's a positivity about Wales, but there's been a positivity about Wales for going back to Gary Speed's time. And also we don't necessarily have that level of expectation, so there's nothing to be disappointed about. I mean, obviously it was gutting not to go to the World Cup, but with Wales fans, it's very much behind the team all the time. There's never really any setbacks. If they have a defeat, okay, let's go again next game. And so it's just a case of seeing what Ryan Giggs can do. We've got the game against Republic of Ireland on Thursday evening at home, which will be a tough test.
Yeah. What were you expecting from this Republic of Ireland squad? What were you expecting?
Hopefully not what they gave to us last time when they stopped us going to the World Cup, thanks to James McLean's goal.
Lovely guy.
Yeah, I know we can get away with certain language on our YouTube and Facebook videos, but I don't think there's enough words I could use to describe James McLean that would be usable anyway.
Not enough either.
I think you look at Ireland, the squad they've got on paper, and you think it's not that great if you look at the key players.
I think for me, I think it's more what Martin O'Neill's able to do with it. I've always rated him as a good manager, and I think Roy Keane's a good side piece for that as well, because of the experience that he brings to the table as well.
Yeah, I think I'm a big fan of Roy Keane. I mean, as a manager, maybe not.
Not manager, but a coach. I think he'll be a great coach.
If you've got somebody to wind him, to pull him in a bit, to wind his neck in for him when it needs to, as in Martin O'Neill, I think he can only be a plus point. Martin O'Neill always gets the best out of the players he's got, but the same, you can look at on paper at that Ireland squad and think, not that many massive names there. And from you look at somebody from a non-Welsh perspective, they look at that Wales squad, they think, who are these? Obviously, Gareth Bale stands out a mile.
Just Bale and Ramsey usually.
And Ashley Williams is going to be captain again. Giggs has said he's sticking with his captain, even though in two of his last four games he's been sent off. That's it. He's been sent off 2 of his last 4 games for Stoke.
So what are we expecting from this game? Because this is the first big one, really, for Wales. A good opportunity for them to get a good start in the Nations tournament. And you mentioned, of course, off camera just recently then that Denmark aren't
Denmark's I didn't
a strong
realise that.
team. So this could be a real good opportunity for Wales to get 2 strong results straight away in the Nations League. But it all starts really against Republic of Ireland on Thursday night. What are we expecting from this game? What's the scoreline?
2-0. I'm going with to Wales.
Yeah.
And then the Denmark game, I guess for those who aren't aware, we should fill them in that the Danish FA and the players are in a dispute, and the manager and the assistant manager, who is John Dahl Tomasson, I've realised, formerly of Newcastle and AC Milan. The whole Denmark setup is in dispute with the Danish FA over commercial rights, I believe it is. So Denmark aren't basically picking any of their good players because their good players are in this dispute. So they're going to be picking lower league Danish footballers.
To me, though, it smells like it's going to be resolved very soon, because I don't think the Danish FA would allow it to drag on.
Wow!
So I think it could potentially be solved by Saturday.
By Saturday.
But
I don't know.
It still means for Wales, they've still got to bring their A game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you're right. Especially, I mean, if it was the full strength Danish team, then on paper, that's a very, very tricky proposition for Wales. But I'm going positive. I'm thinking we
Confidence.
both games. Yeah, I think we'll dispatch Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland 2-0, and then I think we're going to edge it against Denmark. Obviously, if this dispute doesn't get resolved and it's a team made of second and third division Danish players, I think we could win that very comfortably. But yeah, I think it's all positive for Wales. Yeah.
Fair enough. What are your own predictions for the game itself? Wales versus Republic of Ireland. And if you want to include Denmark as well, taking place, is it Sunday night? Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday night's the night for fighting, as Elton John used to say. What is your own predictions for the game? Let us know in the comment section below this video. Don't forget to like it, subscribe for more Let's Talk Sport content, and we shall see you all very soon.